you were a kid, you wanted to play with the best. And unlike today, all the great colleges, they had the big five there. You had Temple, LaSalle, Villanova, Penn, and they would play in that big five. But unlike today, where kids now go to these camps and get paid to get, go to the camps and under the table, I could go in the summertime, let's say, and play in a league against Will Chamberlain, or Hal Lear, or Guy Rogers, or Jerry West would come on, or Oscar Robertson, and play in these summer leagues. Now, little did I know then that some of them were getting paid under the table already by gamblers. I mean, this was quite an education. But one of the things that I learned was that you could play with all these great African-American players. Then they called them black players. And they were clearly the best. And I remember thinking one day, and I think I put it in my book, that the game would end. I mean, during the games, it was great to be around these people, to learn. They, by the way, were the best players, but they also understood the game better than anybody. People think, I think today, well, they can jump and they can shoot and all that other. These players knew the Philly game, pass and go, dribble, the way they could shoot. They could dunk the basketball. None of we white guys could do that. But when the game was over, and I kind of felt sad about it at the time, even as a teenager. The African-American players would go their way, and we'd go our way. The only meeting grounds of people that really got along was the basketball court. When the game was over, we left. Mm-hmm. Late 50s, early 60s, met a guy by the name of George Rowland, who ended up being one of the great rebounders in Philadelphia history, and also became their captain later on. I ended up going in 1960 to the Baltimore Colts. He ended up one more year, I think, at college, and then went and was the chief recruiter for Lefty Driesell, if you remember, the great coach of Maryland. And I started scouting, and he was scouting and trying to recruit for Maryland. And I'd see him all over the country at airports and say, George, where the hell are you going today? He said, I got to go to this high school and recruit this guy. I said, well, I'm heading over to Mississippi. And we used to, have these wonderful conversations. As it turns out, one of the great turns in history is that Raveling, I think it was in his senior year, he and a friend of his decided to hitchhike from Philadelphia to Washington for the famous Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech at the memorial, at the Lincoln Memorial. And there weren't, in those days, a lot of cops who were going to protect Martin Luther King. So they volunteered to stand behind Reverend Martin Luther King during his speech. At the end of the speech, Raveling, who was standing, and you can see pictures of it today if we can find it, standing directly behind Martin Luther King, as kind of guarding him, looking around in case there were assassins. And he said to King, Dr. King, can I have that? It was King's famous speech. He said yes. Raveling took it off the lectern.
The I Have a Dream speech.
I Have a Dream speech. He has it today. It's worth millions. Nobody knows where he's going to put it, where he's leaving. George is my age now. And I think with Dykeman, you can still read about it. And he's got it in the bank somewhere. Nobody knows. He's been offered millions for it. But there again is an example of somebody, in the era and the time in the 60s. I was with the Colts then. And I can remember that day, some of our players went over Buddy Young for the speech. How historic it was. And there's my friend from the Philadelphia Basketball League, Narberth League, and he has the most famous speech maybe in the world. And why? Because he hitchhiked down. Nobody would do that today. They'd say, oh, geez, so can I get a ride in somebody's private plane or get on a train? That, to me, exemplified my beginnings of the feelings I had for race and my fellow man and what it was really like. You're an impressive child. I'm the son of the commission in a league that has begun to integrate back in 1946. And I see my father interacting with black and white players. But my real introduction, besides being around them, was as a high school kid, not a college kid, with these people. And I remember telling my father once, I said, you know, I love pro football, but I like college basketball better. I like the feeling of being with these great players. And again, they're mostly African American. That was in the 50s. So that prepared me for when I went to the